Welcome back, everybody. I recently won an online auction of a completely random lot of tools. It took about 14 days to get here, so I actually kind of forgot what was in it. When I went back and looked at the photos, I was wondering, how could I pay so much for this? $176.50 was the sale price, $21.98 was the shipping price, and about $10 in tax, so right around $210. I couldn't remember what I saw in it, but let's take a look, see what's in there. This was marked as a random lot, mixed lot, Snap-on, Matco, 100 plus tools. I can already see there's quite a few other brands in here, so I'm going to start pulling them out. Alright, first up out of this box is going to be a full polish SK 13mm combo wrench, pin protrusion gauges. Next we have this diamond, I think it says HL14P. It's a little ignition pliers. Very good condition, looks like it's never been used. I'll definitely keep this. I collect diamond, and I especially collect the ones with the green handles. Next up we have a Proto 1-inch socket, 3/8 drive. Then we have this drill attachment. It's made by, well, it's branded Milwaukee. I'm sure somebody else made it. I've had a number of these over the years. Really come in handy if you're in a pinch. I have a completely no-name wrench. It was likely with a tool, probably for changing bits or blades. We have a new thread by Jaw Manufacturing, made in the USA, thread file. Here we have something a little different. Milwaukee, it says 25mm. If I had to take a guess, I'd say maybe like a hole saw for concrete or something like that. Next we have a Snap-on 5/16, nice condition. I'm gonna put all the Snap-on in the same spot to see how much Snap-on we actually get out of this box. I won't count the Williams as Snap-on. Here's a Williams socket, 19/32, kind of a rare size, 1/2-inch drive. Here we do have a pretty nice Williams wrench, a 15/16 combination wrench. Very good condition. We got another one of these style wrenches. What does that say? Dynabraid, 26mm. So probably pretty easy to figure out what that one belongs to. We have a Snap-on 8mm combination wrench. Pretty good condition. We have another Proto socket here. Looks like a 15/16 3/8 drive. Another Proto socket, 7/16. We have another Williams socket here, 7/16. Oh, this is actually a double square 8-point socket. And we have a 3/8 Williams double square 1/4-inch drive. We have a, I don't know, I guess this would be a stubby. I think this would be considered a stubby 3/8 drive. Pretty nice condition. This is obviously a tip for a tool. It looks like almost like a snap ring plier tip. We'll have to see what else is in the box. There's actually a little bag of them here, so maybe the tool's in here. We have another Snap-on 9/16, either a very short or a stubby wrench. Next up we have this 1/4-inch Williams ignition wrench, kind of like almost like a 4-way wrench, I guess. Next up we have a Snap-on 3/8 combination. Then we have this Snap-on SSDP 61. So this is a #1 screwdriver with a 6-inch shank. It's a older hard handle but newer logo. So we have this air filler with a gauge built into it. It says SPAN, made in the USA, and it says aircraft service gauge. I'll assume these two tools belong to each other. I'll have to look that up. I'm surprised it's made in the USA because it seems kind of cheap, but I don't know, maybe I'll surprise myself. There's a part number on it. Alright, next up we have a 5/8 Snap-on. I'm thinking this is a short wrench and not a stubby wrench. I think it's a little too long to be a stubby. Another no name. This is a 7/16, just a stamped steel wrench. We have a set of feeler gauges, thickness gauges. It's made by Cortland. I'm not sure I've ever had a Cortland brand before. There is a number of these pin spanners. This is a Williams. Definitely has a bunch of engraving on the back here. Next we have another Williams. This is a 21/32, so that's another oddball size. And another Williams, a 1/2 inch. 3/8 drive. Oh, that's another triple square. So far we have 3 triple squares. Maybe there's most of a set. Next we have this Exolite 99-4R. So these are kind of neat. This is a ratcheting handle, and then this has an interchangeable end. So they make quite a few different bits you can put into these. I have quite a few. This one looks like it's a hex bit. Next we do have a set of snap-on long handle needle nose. I can't quite make out the number on there. I'm going to have to take a closer look, but this is one thing that surprises me about Snap-on is that they basically are just printing their name on there. Just, I don't know if it's laser engraved, acid etched, I don't know what it is, but it just wears off over time. So I almost wonder if this is a rebranded tool, because you think they would have stamped their own tool. Alright, next up we have this OEM 25-356. I'm going to guess that this is what these go to. So I believe this would be the handle. Those look like they're all snap ring plier ends on there. Could be for something else, but it's kind of what they look like. Next we have a 1/2 inch snap-on combination wrench. And then we have a Waldes True Arc. This is a reversible. This is a reversible snap ring pliers. I have another one of these stamped steel, probably some sort of blade changing tool. I'll be honest with you, so far going through this, knowing what I paid, I'm starting to wonder what I was thinking that day. Do have another snap-on 9/16 combination wrench. Next up is a 5/16 SK combination wrench. Another one of these Dynabraid 26 mils. Have a Castar. I would imagine this is like a spark plug gapper. Next up we have this small set of Lisle feeler gauges, or thickness gauge. And we have another thread file that's still in the box. This one is also the new thread made by Jaw. Thankfully they included some Pittsburgh hex wrenches. I'm going to guess in the 100 tool count they counted every single one of these. Next up we have another spanner wrench. This is an Armstrong brand. We have a 7/16 snap-on combination. Next we have a 11/16 Williams. All these tools are in pretty good shape. Alright, this is a little different. It says Huck, and then this says use this side for NAS shear lock bolts and blind fasteners. And then it says use this side for NAS tension lock bolts and blind fasteners. So it says it's a grip scale. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure people watching this do, but that's something different. We also have a 17mm short snap-on combination wrench. Another pin spanner. This one is made by Fairmount. A little one here, little pin spanner here, made by Armstrong. Next we have a snap-on 3/8 combination wrench. This is one tool that I was really interested in seeing what brand it was, because some of these can get very pricey, and it has no brand at all. So I might just throw it in the toolbox. You never know. It's a ratcheting 1/4 inch thumb wheel. Alright, so here's something interesting. It's a screw pitch gauge, I believe. It says, I think that says Wyersburg. It says, on the other side here it says Whitworth 55 degree, made in Germany. So, pretty big set of screw pitches in there. Definitely a brand I've never heard of. Here we have a DeWalt. This is just a hex bit adapter, but for bigger ones, like this tool we found earlier, looks like it would fit in there. Quick release, I'm sure. This looks like a little hydraulic service wrench. If I had to guess, I would say that says Armstrong. This is a 7/8 wrench. It's very short. I mean, to think of the size of the nut that it goes on, it's a pretty small wrench. Alright, next we have a few pin wrenches in a row, pin spanners. Fairmount. Now, this one's a double. a fair amount. And then we have one more here. There's a Proto. Then we have a 9/32 snap-on. Another screw pitch gauge. This is interesting. So that's the logo for Vermont, America. That says U.S. Standard, I believe. But then it says West Germany. So was Vermont, America made in West Germany at some point? Or maybe some of their tools were made there? Because I'm quite sure that's the logo for Vermont, America. Now we got another pin spanner here, Armstrong. Next out of the box we have a Fisher, a machinist square. Those always come in handy. I'm guessing that one's not cheap. We have another one of these OEM tools that, like I said with the other one, I believe it's for those screw-in ends that were in that baggie. This is interesting. I've had a number of these pliers. Never one made in England though. And I think the name on here is Mowen Industries. Looks like it's pretty well made. Seems nicer than the ones I've had in the past. This is a pretty nice pliers. This is a Channel Locks. I think it says 909. Crimper with the end cutter. Pretty nice pliers. Here we have a Lufkin 1206F. Made in the USA. This is an aluminum folding ruler. Looks to be in fairly good shape. Alright, next up we have I don't know if it's Wild or Wildy. This is a 1/4 inch by 5/16 6-point ratcheting wrench. We also have a 11/16 snap-on combination wrench. Snap-on 14mm combination. So maybe the snap-on wrenches will bail me out of the price I paid. We have a J.H. Williams pin spanner. Oh, we have a modified we have a slightly modified Proto here. Okay, well I haven't been looking at the back sides of all of these wrenches, but this is a snap-on 11mm. This is the Corky Signature Series. These are made in Canada. That's interesting. Like I said, I haven't checked the backs on all the rest of these, but that's the first one that caught my eye as made in Canada. What do we got here? We have a king-size 2-way, opens bottles, punches cans. Definitely seems like something that would punch an old oil can. So first one of these I've had. We have a set of Bandit hex wrenches made in the USA. Looks like they're all there. We have a snap-on SSD4, but it's no longer an SSD4. It's a modified tool. Good handle, I guess. We have another pin spanner, Armstrong. All right, so right off the top of my head, I don't recognize this guy. There is the part number. It's MTD. I'm sure it'd be easy enough to look it up. This looks like it's adjustable. Yep, I'm not sure what this guy's for. We'll go through some sockets here. We have a SK 9/16. We have a Williams 1/2 inch. This is a double square. So now we have 4 to the set. Proto 5/8, 3/8 drive. Then we have a deep Williams 13/16, 3/8 drive. All these are and all these sockets are like brand new. Next up is a 1/2 inch snap-on combo. We have a snap-on 1/4 inch combo. Let me guess, Dynabrade. Oh, that's the 4th one. Can we make it 5? Yes, we now have 5. Does anyone need a Dynabrade 26mm? Because I have 5. Next up we have a Bostitch hammer stapler, I think they call these. This is this is a model H2B. If it works, I'll definitely keep it. I think I already have one, but it's not nearly as heavy duty as this one. It's a pretty nice stapler. All right, we have another crimper cutter. I'm not seeing a brand on this one. Still seems like it's a pretty nice pliers. Okay, next we have, let's see, Snap-on A136. I believe that's a shock adjusting socket. Got that oval end in it. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera. Then we have a Bonnie. It's a 3/8, It's kind of almost like a semi-deep. I don't know. Some brands of sockets, their deeps were not all that deep, so this could be one of those. We have a Proto 7/8, Proto 3/4, Proto 11/16. I think we're actually getting a pretty good start to the Proto set. This is a 3/8 Proto. We have another Castar feeler gauge set. We have a Matco 9/16 crowfoot socket, Fairmount pin spanner. That is some really small writing. I hope they didn't have to put that on a whole bunch of tools. I think this is our second snap-on 1/4 inch. Little general 7/7/8 gauge. We have a Proto set of feeler gauges, so that's like the third or fourth set of feeler gauges in here. 11/32 snap-on combo. And last out of this box is going to be a Matco 5/8 3/4 shorty offset box wrench. So that's everything in the box. I counted 19 snap-on wrenches. I mean, if you figure even just $10 a wrench, I guess that's $190 in wrenches. You know they cost a lot more than that on the truck. These pin spanners get a little pricey if you go to buy those on eBay or something like that. For a name brand like Armstrong or Fairmount, you're going to pay $10, $12, $15 a wrench. Looking at everything now, $210, not a great deal. The snap-on wrenches will probably make it worth it, I guess. But yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you fall somewhere in the middle. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.